With the Seoul Dynasty looking for one last push to try and obtain a Stage 1 playoff spot, the Washington Justice looked to deny them. Winless in their first 4 matches, the Justice needed a victory to separate themselves from the Valiant. Guido Moon went up against his former team and role model in Jaehong Ryu, and the match was intense. Not much about Busan looked pretty for the Justice, especially in the first round. Minso, Marvel, Wang entered with Reinhardt and created issues. The main tank supplied a 3-tank shatter on Washington and helped the Dynasty reach 97%. With the help of Corey Negro's Graviton Surge, Washington was able to flip the point for a short time. Seoul would soon seal the point on a Graviton Surge of their own. Dong Fitz Kim was a madman in the second round, doing more than enough to calm the Justice. In one instance, his Graviton Surge helped take down 3 Washington players to snag the point. Yankee Sansan Kim used a self-destruct to wipe Junhook Zumba Kim, which led the Justice to get their percentage to 89%. Giyon Edo Chun fell in an early fight with Corey and it was deadly for Washington. Seoul would take the point and start the early lead in maps with a 2-0 victory. As Hollywood came around, the Justice struggled in their first round on defense, as Junhwa Janice Sun's aggression caused him to go down early in fights. To make matters worse, Corey wasted a grab after Janice and Anu had already fallen to give point A to Seoul. Jaehong gave Janice problems, including a transcendence through an earth shatter and sniping him during another fight. The Dynasty capped the map with almost 3 minutes remaining, and the pressure was on the Justice. The first 2 fights for Washington on their attack did not go as planned, losing both. One such instance was a Zumba self-destruct taking 2 Washington players. Janice would eventually get back into a rhythm, slamming his ultimate to gather a team kill eventually. The big slam would cap point B, but that wouldn't be it. The main tank would once again slam in the final choke, leading to another team kill. The last earth shatter in this round from Janice would cap the map with a small amount of time left. Overtime was quick and painful to watch. With a little over a minute, Washington took their attack and it cost them. After Ethan Stratus Yankel was caught out of position, the Dynasty staggered Sansam so bad that Washington couldn't get a coordinated fight back to the point. Seoul's overtime attack only needed 1 fight, as they were able to pick Janice from the high ground to get a crucial 1 tick. The Dynasty would win Hollywood on a score of 4-3. Washington took on the defense first and point A was cleaned quickly by the Dynasty. The teams exchanged main tank eliminations, but Seoul claimed victory as they took a couple more Justice players. Seoul would eventually one-up their own efforts and combined a Graviton Surge and Earth Shatter, taking 4 Washington players on point B. Although the Justice's staggers failed, they were able to take almost a minute off Seoul's time bank before they capped. The Justice attack seemed hopeful. Seoul overcommitted on their first anti-push as Jaehong fell quickly. Pushing through the left side, Sansam flew a self-destruct that looked like it was going to take several Seoul members. As if they rehearsed it, Fitz stepped right in front of the bomb and bubbled himself, shielding his teammates from the explosion. Ultimates would continue to be ineffective for Washington, as they later spent 3 support ultimates in the same fight and still lost. In the final overtime fight, the Justice once again pushed from the left hallway. Ado ran out front and it turned out to be the perfect distraction. As Marvel turned towards Ado, Janice laid an earth shatter and Sansam pushed a self-destruct to wipe Seoul off point B, leading to a cap. Overtime deleted the Justice's hype though, as Seoul took them down easily. Janice ran too far out in miscommunication and Fitz made him and 2 other Justice players pay. Jaehong would take part in 5 eliminations, and the cap would seal the Dynasty's win as they won Anubis on a score of 3-2. The Justice, now losing this match, had nothing to lose going into Dorado, but Seoul needed the map win in order to gain better playoff opportunities. Although Corey started out on the Justice's defense with a questionable Graviton Surge after the Dynasty capped point B, Washington actually played Dorado well. Their first defense was poor though, especially towards the end. In the final curve, Washington decided to halt their attack on Seoul. This was crucial for the Dynasty as they gained all 6 of their ultimates. This factor would easily lead Seoul to end round 1 at 100%. The attack went much better for Washington, including the second fight of the round. Seoul invested a ton of resources on defense. Graviton Graviton Surges, Earth Shatters, Diva Bombs, and came up empty on the Justice. In a beautiful move, Janice then charged through a Graviton from Corey to pin Byung-sun Fleta Kim, then perform a turnaround shatter to take Marvel. Janice would once again knock down Fleta in another fight, helping push the cart into point B with no contest. In a beautiful sequence, San Sam ate a grab, Washington used their 3 support ultimates, and Corey provided 4 eliminations to push the payload to 100%. With less time, Washington pushed the payload first in overtime. Marvel looked to end the match early and was caught twice with Jinmo Toby Yang to lead Washington to cap A. Despite a great San Sam bomb taking Fleta, Jaehong blasted his orbs to end the round on fire and halt the Justice. The Justice's defense didn't take long as Janice and Corey teamed up to rack up elimination after elimination. Barely pushing the payload outside of the bridge, Washington would take the final map on a score of 4-3. Aside from Dorado, Washington simply didn't seem aware of the fight that they were in. Rarely did they counter ultimates, and too often were theirs ineffective. Corey struggled with his Graviton Surge use, and at least 5 of them were questionable. If Washington can't track ultimates effectively, it'll be a long season. This could have been due to Seoul throwing a new lineup at the Justice, throwing them off guard from their preparation. The Seoul Dynasty would defeat the Washington Justice on a final score of 3-1.
If you love great Overwatch League content, make sure to leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Now, from our house to yours, thanks for watching.